Welcome to Cold Antler Farm, vlog episode 14, preparing for a blackout. Don't look directly into it. Gibson, that'll do. It's just the wind. Gibson, it's just a storm. Gibson, that'll do. Come here. It's just a storm. It's just a storm. I know nobody likes them, but think of them as howling with you, not howling at you. Okay, or go back to barking. So the wind is howling outside, the rain has been pouring all day, and the farm is pretty much wrapped up in wood stove heat and a couple of good books. But this kind of comfort isn't really supposed to last around here. We have blackouts all the time. This is my blackout bag. So what is a blackout bag? What it is everything you need right away in a power outage in one spot in your house. And you may have all these things I'm going to list already in your house, but there might be one in the car, and one in the garage, and another element in the attic, and you may have a flashlight somewhere, but you're not sure how good the batteries are, or what good are the flashlight at all if the batteries don't work. So we're going to talk about getting everything in one place so that you and your family and yours are so comfortable during the next power outage. So the first part of your blackout kit shouldn't even be in your blackout kit. They should be all over your house, and it's not what you're thinking. It's not candles or hurricane lights or flashlights. It is night lights. This is one of the coolest inventions to happen for homesteaders in rural areas in the past 20 years. This is not your normal nightlight. What this is an LED flashlight, nightlight, and emergency light all in one. These are very inexpensive, maybe $4 or $5 a piece. You can get them delivered right to your house from the internets. So what's so great about these lights? I'll tell you right now. When they're plugged in, they're a regular nightlight. They come on when the sensor gets dim enough to shut them on. But you know what is really cool? When there's no power going to this and they're set on the nightlight emergency light setting, click, they come on. It's a pretty bright LED light and it comes on. Guys, what this means is that when there's a power outage and you're not ready for it or not expecting it, as is most power outages, your house goes dark right away. In the country, that's really dark. That's like, I can't see how to get out of the shower dark. However, if you have the house lights like this set up, soon as the power goes off to them, they all light up. So I have one in the kitchen, one in the bathroom, one in my bedroom, and one downstairs. And I can find my way around my entire house for, I think, a total cost of $20 to install these things. It's great. And the best part? Well, that's not the best part. One of the best parts is they come right off the wall and you have a little flashlight with a head that you can change the brightness on. It's so cool. Guys, these are so worth it, and they should be the first thing you get for blackout preparedness after a little bit of food and water. So now there's no power, but because of your wall auto turn on LED lights like I just showed you, you can see your way around. And you can get to that cabinet in the kitchen or in the hall closet where you keep your blackout bag. And this is what's going to be inside your blackout bag. What do we got in here? Oh my gosh. Hello, little friends. All right. So, some of these are no-brainers. A flashlight. I know what you're thinking. Jenna, that's not a very good flashlight. It's fine. It was a couple dollars at the hardware store. But here's the thing about this flashlight. It's new. It's bought only for this kit. I know it works. And it runs on AA batteries. The most common batteries we usually have in our house. Pretty nice to have, brand new batteries. I make sure it's off before I put it away. This is my blackout bag. Next, flashlights are great, but you're gonna need some more ambient lighting. And let's face it, not everybody has a house full of candles. So, I strongly suggest investing in something like a ready candle. These are little oil lamps. They're plastic, so they're not going to break into glass. And they are made to burn odor-free for 115 hours. These are very bright as well. It's like having a full-out oil lamp in your house. One for each room you're planning on spending a lot of time in. One in the kitchen, one in the living room if you're together as a family. Fantastic. They burn a long time, longer than any store-bought candle you'll get at the drugstore. So that kind of covers light. The next thing I have in my blackout bag is a weather radio. Notice how small and tiny this is. Weather radios come in all different prices, shapes, and sizes, but this little puppy cost, I think, $9. In a really bad storm, if the TV's not working, if the power's down, you can't get on the internet, your laptop's out of power, you have a way to know exactly what is or isn't coming your way. Around here, it's hurricanes. Down south of the Midwest, it might be more along the lines of bad storms or tornadoes. Out west, really bad storms come your way too, guys. We're kind of in a disaster-prone area. Know what's coming weather-wise. Invest in a weather radio. Put it in your blackout bag. So the next things in my blackout bag, you may be surprised to find. Starting with this metal cup. It is a camp cup. It's steel. Pretty handy, right? What's inside it? I have a couple different energy bars. 1, 2, 3. The power's not on, the microwave isn't working, your kids are hungry, they're screaming, you don't have any food set aside they can munch on or close by, hand an energy bar, give yourself an energy bar. You can think better and clearer on a full stomach, and just knowing there's a couple calories set aside for you, that's really comforting. Another reason that I have this little cup here is I can't tell you how important it is to have a hot drink on a cold day or in a bad storm. It just lifts up morale. And since I have a sweet tooth, I have in here some hot chocolate. Because it's a stainless steel container, it's also the thing you can heat up the hot chocolate in. But there's no power outage, and Jenna, I don't have a wood stove. Well, we thought of that too. This is a Nesbitt stove, and this is the fuel for it. Pretty compact, pretty inexpensive. I think together these were $9 or $10. Pretty cool, huh? We've got ourselves a stove that adjusts the size of your mug or your pot. Something to cook in. Pretty rad. And the last thing I have in my blackout box, you may not expect this, but this is where I think the homesteader reader kind of angle comes in. I always have a copy of a favorite book. Now you're just in a dark house and you're not going to be on your laptop watching movies or doing anything else. Well, get out the knitting needles. If you like knitting, put those in your blackout box. If you love doing crosswords, put that in your blackout box. Put stuff in there that keeps idle time going by. A deck of cards maybe, or for me, it's a favorite novel. So I have a copy of The Hobbit in this blackout box, and it is there so that I know there's something comforting and familiar and beautiful available to me even in the worst of circumstances like a January -11-degree blackout. Batteries. Extra power. Who knows how long the blackout's going to last? It could be days. Have extra energy right there for your equipment. It really matters. Food is really important too. Start out with just 3 days. If you have 3 days of food in your house, along with 3 days of water for each person, you are more ahead of most people in America than you realize. And I know some people think how stupid that is. Well, of course I have 3 days of food in my house, Jenna. Who doesn't? A lot of people. We're really basic, and when we get to these situations where things get tough, we remind ourselves of how basic we are. We don't need to be, on the cell phones or, watching 4 movies in surround sound. We're pretty happy to be warm, fed around people we love and out of the wind and rain. And if you can provide that for yourself, you're ahead of so many people and you're so much better off. And I can't urge my readership enough to take the step to prepare for a basic power outage, have 3 days of food and water on hand to start, and start considering being a little more responsible for yourself. It doesn't mean buying a bunch of guns and missiles and joining a militia. It doesn't mean wearing a tinfoil hat and watching out for black helicopters. What it means is that when something bad happens, you're okay. You're not depending on anyone else, and your kids, your pets, your spouse, your farm, they're a little better off too, because you anticipated the inevitable, which is the next blackout. So build your blackout box and put it somewhere where you know where it is, where everything's ready and good to go, and I promise you I will get an email from you in a couple of months when the power goes out, and what a difference it made getting right to that box, getting everything set up, having your cup of coffee, reading your NOAA Roberts, and just chilling out. Lastly, guys, I cannot recommend this book enough. It's called Just In Case by my friend Kathy Harrison. She comes to Cold Antler Farm every once in a while and does workshops on prepping or herbalism, but this book is the greatest practical beginner guide to getting ready for emergency situations. So again, thanks for watching. Please push that like button, subscribe to this channel. It makes the world of difference. Let me know what you want to see in these vlogs. I'll make more. And even on rainy days like this, it's a little bit of entertainment. Thanks for supporting the farm. Thank you again for being a part of this story. And I'm looking forward to hearing about your blackout bags. Thanks, guys. Keep watching.